Okay, and now we can compare the indoor footage, which this camera is not made for, to the Sony Z-V1, and I'm sure it's going to be better. This is still 1080p, the Sony Z-V1 1080p, 50 megabits per second, 24 frames. There's probably an easier way to say that. And yeah, let's just do like a kind of side by side. Obviously, you know, you're holding this, you probably could get a clip for this, but it's definitely not as low key. But yeah, let's head on to the great outdoors. All right, now we've entered the great outdoors. I'm sure the video quality already looks better.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, baby. All right, so now we're outside. We're in a car, and we're comparing it to the Sony Z-V1 once again. You know, the angle. Also, I have the GoPro set to linear, so it's not super wide angle because it gets kind of distorty and fadoogly-badoogly. And the first... Can I talk for a second, please?
Just go.
So the first thing that I noticed right away is that with the Sony Z-V1 with my sunglasses on, I can't see the screen at all. So I have to pop my sunglasses off in order to see the screen. With the GoPro, that's not a problem. It's not super important, but if you're outdoors shooting stuff all the time, then you probably are going to be wearing sunglasses, and you hate, you know, doing this thing 75,000 times a day. Also, the GoPro is at 94% battery. We've shot just for a couple minutes. So I already bought another battery. This is not the high endurance battery. It's just the normal stock battery that I calibrated, you know, charged all the way up to 100, you know, and got it all going. And the Sony Z-V1 is at 4 bars. It doesn't have a percentage, but it's still at 4 bars. So I think we're gonna go out and we're gonna shoot some slow-mo, right guys? You gonna give me some good slow-mo footage, Cade?
Yep.
Tristan?
I want to show something.
What do you want to tell me?
Like, I want to go to Grandma.
Okay.
I want to go to...
Cadence, what do you want to do?
I want to...
Got it. Sounds good. Oh, another thing that we could test out right real quick is having background sound while we're speaking. We're going to start the car. We're going to turn the AC on. We're going to get that stereo to not do that noise. So now we got the AC up. So we got some background noise, and I'm just curious to see how, you know, how the audio is for both. GoPro does have a wind setting. It's set to auto, and same with the Sony Z-V1. It has some sort of wind setting, and they're both just on auto. I didn't mess with them at all, so we're going to test that. We're talking with the AC on, and we're talking with the AC down. Did it change? Did anything get distorted? I don't know. We'll find out. All right, guys, let's go to the park and do some fun stuff, right? All right, guys, I just have to jump in here and say this real quick. I screwed up. So on the Sony Z-V1, I had the stabilization completely turned off. So that's totally unfair. It is extremely shaky. So in post, I had to do post stabilization, and I cropped it as small as I possibly could. So from here on out, we're not comparing these two with stabilization. I also didn't color correct. I didn't color grade. The only thing I did is cut and stabilize. So don't worry about the stabilization in this. You're gonna see the GoPro stabilization, but you will not see the Sony Z-V1 in-body stabilization. Alright, that's it. Sorry I screwed it up. Alrighty, so now we are out in wilderness.
Yep.
I don't have a selfie stick. Well, I do, but this is just a handheld. You know, the Sony Z-V1 was designed for vlogging, so this is kind of what it was designed to do. Again, I got this polarized sunglasses, and I can't see the screen at all. So at a certain point, I mean, you just close the dang screen. We're still at 1080. We're gonna boost up the
Slow-mo?
The slow-mo, that's right, and also get some 4K on the Sony Z-V1 and then the 5K. Unfortunately, it's hard to show the difference in resolution in the final edit because when you render a video, I'm gonna render it in 1080 because you want to render your video to the lowest resolution or else it's gonna be upscaled. So whatever, we'll see if there's a difference, right? So we'll see how the Again, this is not the wide angle on the GoPro. I didn't necessarily like the wide angle. It's definitely more for action shots. And right now would be a good test for the stabilization. The stabilization on both of these are set to just the standard. You know, either one isn't super or duper. And now I'm gonna clip the GoPro to my backpack and we'll see how bumpy it is on that. Bring what? The ball?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll find a little spot. Oh, there's a bunny.
Bunny. I like bunnies.
It's very green. We just got a lot of rain and it did not look like this just a couple days ago.
It did not.
Do you see that the mountains are all green except for that one way down there? It's still got the snow up there.
What one?
Do you see the mountain just the top of it?
Oh yeah, my dad, that's gross.
The white one? I mean, this all sprouted up in like a week.
Well, can I tell something?
Yeah.
Yesterday, did you see how cloudy it was? No, it's not that cloudy.
I know, it changes quick, huh? Now we're looking at the stabilization. So I'm holding the Sony Z-V1 with my hand and the GoPro is clipped onto my backpack. So clearly I could stabilize the camera a little better. That's in my hand. And yeah, what the hell was that? All right, let's get down to the river and go from there. Right, Katie?
Go from where?
No, it's just a saying. This is a saying that us old folks use. We'll go from there. All right, so this is kind of a cool spot. We are now shooting in 4K. Oh, people are coming. So yeah.
Do you want to move because they're coming up?
I will, yes. Stay on this side, please. Hello.
Coming through.
Coming through. Hold fire, Tristan. Sorry.
No, this is fire. Oh, this
All
could
right,
be
so
my
now
stick.
we're shooting in 4K.
Stick.
I don't know if the GoPro has a crop on 4K. I know that the Sony ZV-1 does. It definitely has a crop. Also, when I was shooting as we were walking up, the GoPro is in 240 FPS, so that was a mistake. That was not meant to be, but we'll slow it down to 24 or whatever. All right, let's keep moving. So yeah, 4K. The last I looked at the GoPro, it was at 74% on the battery. Again, it's the standard battery. Sony ZV-1 is at, it just dropped a bar, so the Sony ZV-1 is at 3 bars.
Whoa. Mud. Oh, help.
Yucky.
I hate mud.
Me too. All right, so now we're gonna do slow motion with the Sony ZV-1 and the GoPro 10 Hero Black. 3, 2. Throw it in, baby. All right, Kate. Throw it in. Yep, throw it in. Run. Throw it in, baby. All right, Kate. Throw it in. Yep, throw it in. We're taking a little break, and now the GoPro is shooting in 5.3K 30 FPS. I switched the Sony ZV-1 back to 1080p, and And yeah, so the GoPro is definitely warming up a little bit. So is the Sony Z-V1. They're both warm, for sure. I haven't gotten any like heat warnings or anything. And it's not particularly hot. It's probably like 75 degrees outside. Again, I cannot see if the Sony Z-V1 even has me in frame. The screen is black with my sunglasses on. So yeah, 5.3K. It's gonna be rendered at 1080p. So I don't know if you'll be able to see a difference. Probably not, but it seems to be doing good. The battery is not draining as fast as I thought it would with the GoPro. Yeah, it's doing pretty good. Because when I first turned it on, it was just dropping like crazy. We've probably got a couple hours left. All right, take a little break and come back to you. All right, so what do you guys think? Is the quality massively different? Is the stabilization any good? Would you use the GoPro for a vlogging camera? How is it compared to the Z-V1? You know? All right, guys, you need to watch out for snakes. For that tree. I'm not sure. You know, like I think they both have their class. You could probably use the GoPro for vlogging, but the Sony Z-V1 is going to be better in a lot of circumstances. You know, especially like low light situations. Clearly, I mean, the Sony or the GoPro is obviously, you could conceal it. It's in your pocket like a phone, and it's super light. But I just think it's gonna get murdered in the low light by the Sony Z-V1. The battery of the GoPro is doing a lot better than I thought. We've been shooting 5K. It's 1080p right now, and the Sony Z-V1's at half, and it's looking like the GoPro's at 72% still. It kind of just like stopped draining. That's kind of weird. But yeah, they're both warm. I haven't got any overheating indications or anything like that. So I think they're both good cameras, you know? Clearly the Sony Z-V1 is bigger, so it's kind of a more pain in the butt. The one thing that I've noticed, if you don't have a selfie stick with the GoPro, is that your fingers are going to touch the back touchscreen and start doing all these wonky things, like it did just a second ago. So get a little selfie stick, or just be mindful of how you hold the GoPro. But yeah, so I think that's the outdoor comparison we're gonna do. We got some slow-mo, we got some sound, and yeah, I mean, clearly the Sony Z-V1, you don't want to get it wet, you don't want to get it a little moist. It's just gonna die. So yeah, there's pros and cons to both. I do like the GoPro more than I thought I was going to, except for the low light, even indoor light. The footage of the indoor light on the GoPro is really bad, and the Sony Z-V1 is really good. The Sony Z-V1 low light is incredible. I mean, the amount that you could bump up the ISO without getting any noise is kind of insane. The Sony has like a beauty filter, you know, you could have it recording while it's plugged in. So like if you were getting it for webcam, I'd get the Sony Z-V1. But if you wanted like a little vlogging camera that you're gonna use outdoors, that, you know, it's not super important and you want to be discreet, I'd get the GoPro. I have both. So yeah. All right, so I think that's gonna be it for now. If I think of any other comparisons, I'll add them in here at the end. All right, see ya. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Tristan.
Bye.
Bye. All right, and there's one more camera that I wanted to bring out just for comparison. This is the Lumix GH6. This is the Lumix GH6. And now clearly this is not gonna be your go-to vlogging camera. It's very heavy, very large. It's got a 9mm 1.7 f-stop lens on it right now. And it's clearly not fair. This has, you know, stabilization, bigger sensor, and I honestly just wanted to see it compared to the other ones. These are all auto settings, again, with the stabilization and the white balance and the ISO. Oh, you know what? The ISO is not on auto. Let's switch that real quick. Now the ISO is on auto. It's shooting at 1080p, 100 megabytes per second. This goes all the way up to 800 megabytes per second in 1080p and 5.3K. as well. Again, almost like 1,000 megabits per second. It's fucking actually kind of crazy. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show this one at the end to see, you know, if there's a huge difference between all the cameras. Again, I'm rendering it in 1080p, so, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this is a great camera, great lens, clearly. We'll see how the mic is and everything like that. But yeah, this would not be a good vlogging camera just because of the weight. It's a very heavy, big camera. Watch, I'll even show you with the GoPro real quick. And you could see, even if you had like a selfie stick, this is the opposite of a conceal camera. This is professional grade, consumer professional grade, if that's a thing, right? Camera that you would not want to be lugging around all day unless you wanted to get ripped. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's about it. If I have anything else, I'll add it now. Until next time, see ya. All right, here we go. Woo! That was fucking perfect, dude. Good job, man. I'm gonna kick the ball over here. All right, now whoever gets to the ball first wins. Go, run. Barely. Little turkey. All right, let's try it again. Give me the thing. Let's start. Go. Good job. Alright, you ready, Cade? Alright, get a head start right about now. You lost a shoe!
Ha ha ha!